What's up, guys? You can't see us yet, but give me a minute. All right, there you go. Now you can see all of us. What's up, guys? How's it going? Yeah, so another Lurr Lounge episode.
We're back, baby.
We're back. Bam's here too. I did not think Bam was going to show up, but he did.
Did not respond to anything, but he just showed up.
He just showed up last minute.
He just showed up last second.
I found a way, dude. I made an executive decision, dude.
Red Bull Bam.
Shut up.
Yeah, so for today we're going to talk about the tournaments that happened. So CEO, King of Fields, and Maesuma, I think top 13. Let's talk about CEO first, because that's like the one that is the clearest in my head. This one was pretty notable because this was the Buzz winning, and it's like the biggest event the Buzz has won, I'm pretty sure, in Ultimate.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Congrats to him, because I feel like, you know, a lot of people, even though I think CEO technically is not a major, it was like borderline major, but it's still like a big win. He had to beat Riddles, his Liquid partner in Grand Finals, and he also had to beat Yara, which I think not really too difficult for him. I actually think he kind of counters him because of Samus.
Olimar.
Yeah, Samus Olimar.
Yeah.
So like the Buzz has that advantage going into it. But yeah, pretty good event. I don't know if you guys know, but Riddles did get upset early in the winners. He lost to Zap, which is a Bowser Jr. Louis player, I think.
Oh, I saw that on Twitter. I think, yeah. Good to the Riddles bring it all the way back to Grand Finals.
Yeah, man.
Did the Buzz go Olimar against Riddles? I actually didn't see the set. Or did he go Rosa?
He went all Rosa. He went all Rosa.
All Rosa. Okay.
Yeah. He did pull out the Min once in top 8.
Against Riddles?
No. Bam shaking his head. Wait, did you watch it?
Was it against AK?
Yeah, it was against Apollo Kage.
I did watch it, yes.
Yeah, he went
Did it
Min.
work out?
No, he barely won, and then he realized, yeah, this isn't it, and he switched to Rosa, and then he kind of handily beat Apollo Kage the other 2 games.
Yeah, he literally was giving an opening for Apollo Kage to take his money, like, for no reason. And then he's like,
man,
why am I doing this? Yeah, he got the dub. He got the dub, so... you know, hey, as long as the character is getting a dub, that's at least something. But you know, he was definitely like, I'm switching.
Yeah.
I mean, it also takes like balls to switch when you won a game, you know. So I respect that. That's the proto, by the way. When you win a game, and you just switch anyway.
That is the proto. It was.
I respect that.
Yeah, no, it was smart though, because he barely won. Like he barely won, and this is a matchup that Apollo Kage has openly said he's struggling in, so that's why the Buzz tried it. It makes sense as to why he tried it, but we also have talked about this in the last episode, that the Buzz is Min. Even though it seems like a character that fits him, it just does not mesh well with him.
I also just think it's out of practice, honestly. I don't think he like practices Min as much as he plays like Rosa, you know? And also the Smash 4 experience stacks up with the Rosa experience there too. The fact that he beat AK, who's been so on point recently and like so warmed up and like, you know, he's everywhere. He's placing good everywhere. The fact that he beat him with Min, like his secondary Min, probably says more about the matchup than anything, right? So it seems the matchup is pretty annoying. But like the Buzz has 3 characters in this pool. Pretty much 2, but like 2.5 if you count the Min.
Yeah.
And Olimar is the type of character that just hard counters certain characters, and having like an Olimar in your lineup is just so good. I feel like in the current meta.
Yeah, no, I agree, especially because I guess unless you're from Japan, you don't have that much matchup experience against Olimar. Like it gets a top level
That's
Olimar.
true, yeah.
Like
there's so many Olimars in Japan.
And then if you like accommodate for that kind of matchup gap, like that character is rough, man. Like if you don't really like know already, like you said, Ramen, like obviously the character hard counters a bunch of characters, but then it's like, then if you don't know the reasons why your character should beat that character too, like, you know, like it's the ultimate classic, right? Then you can just get ran over, and like that character does so much damage for free if you don't know what you're doing at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing the basic things like, oh, I'll hit the Pikmin off, and he's just like, cool, thanks for the opening, bro. We'll whiff punish, and then just bodies you, right? Because you're stuck in the hit lag. So like it's definitely a very powerful character to have, I feel like, in this current timeline. And then like obviously again, like you guys were saying, I mean, you literally have a huge gap outside of like Shuton and freaking the Buzz, you know, for the most part.
And
obviously,
Myron.
Like, there's Myron. I'll not forget Myron. But yeah, like outside of that, like you have a relatively huge gap. And so it's like, yeah, like dude, people just get destroyed.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, exactly. And then also on top of that, I feel like the matchup's also like a little bit difficult to learn if you don't really play against Olimar a lot.
Yeah.
Because you need to look at the lineup, for example. Like you
Mhm.
need to know, you need to be as aware of their lineup as they are, basically. And there's a lot more to it than that. But compared to like most matchups in Ultimate, it's one of the matchups like you just need to know for like certain specific things. Like if the white latches onto you, like oh, which aerial should I use? That's like the best to like take out this white, or like specific things like that. How do I deal with like his super armor? There's a lot of things like that, and then on top of that, he has like really good matchups against some meta relative characters. So it's just good to have in your lineup. I don't think it's solo mainable per se, because I do feel like he still struggles Omar as a character with like certain characters, especially characters with disjoints. But if you have it like in your lineup, like Shuton does, for example, or the Buzz, then it's one of those characters that's just perfect to have as a secondary, basically, or as a main if you have a secondary.
Something I want to bring up. So when the pigment latches on top of you, this is something that you can do to get them off. If you hold shield and wiggle your shield around, they'll actually fall off of you soon.
I think I've seen that before, but I've never used it. I think I usually just like use an aerial.
Yeah, you can use an aerial to hit them off, but you can also just like shield and move your shield around. They'll fall off sooner.
It's probably more consistent. When you say sooner, do you mean like? Do you mean like it falls off immediately while you're rotating it?
It's pretty noticeable, yeah. Like if you go and like just latch it on, just hold shield and do nothing, and then latch it on and then like wiggle your shield around, it's a noticeable difference.
To the point, like, does it get it off like?
It's pretty fast.
To an attack.
It's pretty fast, yeah. Especially considering
wow, that's kind of insane.
Yeah, like considering the fact that like let's say you throw out a move and your move whiffs, because sometimes they'll just be latched on you in like an awkward way that you can't hit them off consistently. Doing the wiggle method's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that also seems really good too if you're playing a character who has like actually has out of shield, because then it's like you can do that and still be in a place where you can still like threaten and stuff too. Yeah, that's actually real good. I did not know that at all. That's funny.
Yeah, I think.
Wow.
I don't know if that's been around since Brawl, but I think it was in Smash 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm not so surprised by that. I didn't know that. Like, if you didn't tell me now, but I'm not like too surprised. The only problem with that is that you're static. You're just chilling in place. If there's enough room between you and your opponent, I could see myself using that, because sometimes like you'll use an aerial and it just doesn't hit your pigment, even though that's the area you're supposed to use.
Right.
It just doesn't. It's like the pigment's like latched on like an awkward angle where it still doesn't hit.
Yeah.
So at those times, and when there's enough space between you and your opponent, I would probably try doing that. Just shielding and wiggling my shield.
Yeah. Also, I want to say shoutouts to patch 3.1.0 for they nerfed the hell out of Olimar. That character was actually way better.
Freaking menace,
dude. I actually kind of forgot, honestly.
Yeah, no,
wasn't his up smash better?
His up smash was better.
Dude.
Yeah. His up smash was safer on shield. I want to say, and then I think the big thing was that the sweet spot in up smash was easier to get, and he has a bigger hurt box, so he was harder to hit before.
Well, you said he has a bigger hurt box?
Yeah, they made his hurt box bigger.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
They brought it bigger. Yeah.
Because he has shield pokes.
They were saying like the change was that they made it bigger. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, the change was so what happened was the change was that they made his hurt box bigger, but then they didn't compensate his shield, so you get shield poke easier. But then there was a patch that fixed that.
I remember that.
Yeah,
and then they corrected that one.
Yeah, they just fixed his shield. He still has a bigger hurt box though.
You know what's broken in this game? Having a kill throw. Yeah, I've been thinking about this like recently. Like characters that have kill throws, so blessed.
Yeah,
like very blessed. Having a kill throw,
the blue up throw,
it's pretty broken, man. Like you grab like a lightweight character at 120, 130, you have a little bit of rage.
See you later.
You're just dead. Yeah, they're just dead.
Yeah. Oh, also I want to say, because someone said it in chat, these are on YouTube. Yeah, these are on YouTube. I feel like the algorithm has not been kind to me. So they have not been showing my videos to my subs, but these are on YouTube, so you can find them on YouTube.
You gotta play the YouTube game a little bit better, Larry. You gotta be more clickbaity.
I do. Really? Not to get into it too much, but there's like a period where I just wasn't as consistent with uploading, and YouTube doesn't like that. So
Take a break.
So then the algorithm just hurt me. So I'm back on the grind. I'm climbing the YouTube ladder again.
So we gotta do this weekly again, right, Bam? Not ignore us until last moment.
Hey, I've been trying to do it weekly, and we talked about this I mean, we talked about it yesterday. We had some issues yesterday.
We figured it out, man.
yesterday.
Yeah, Ben was ready. It was Ramen. It was Mr.
And I
It
was
was
actually ready today, by the
We're
way.
here now.
But then nothing happened.
Yeah.
I actually was
Listen.
up. You know when I was up? I was up at
Listen,
6 a.m., bro. I
It
was
may
ready
have
to
slipped
go,
my
dude.
mind yesterday, you know.
yeah. It wasn't
It may
me.
have slipped my mind. Well, what's important is we're here now, all of us.
We're here now. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we're all here.
Bring it home. We're all here now.
Yeah.
That's
Well, no, we're not. We need Scat back.
we do
Yo,
need Scat back.
Where is Scat? He's not even responding to the Discord.
He's a working man.
Yeah,
Working man
he's
now.
gone.
He's too important to respond to his friends.
Dang, I'm a working man now too, man. What the heck?
Says me. I don't respond to people all the time.
Yeah, but yeah,
I get it. When you're working, sometimes you're busy. You know,
Yeah.
you want to do your own thing when you're back from work.
yeah.
I get it.
If Scat, if you see this, come back, bro. Come back. We miss you.
Yeah.
Come back to us.
Come
dude.
back.
Let us be young men together again, dude.
This is a touch on CEO more. So we talked a little about we touched on the Buzz's run a little bit. He played Apollo Kage, he beat Riddles, he beat Yara.
No.
I'm surprised, honestly.
That he beat Riddles.
The Buzz won. I mean, surprised by the fact that he won because he hasn't won anything. So it's like surprised in that sense, but not surprised in terms of like matchups. Because like the Buzz, like Olimar versus Samus, Olimar wins that matchup. The Buzz is pretty good against Snake because he played Brawl and he's always been like solid against Snake. So not surprised he beat AK. And then the Buzz Riddles, I feel like he does pretty good against Shoto characters too with Rosa. So
Yeah.
so not surprised. Yeah.
I think that was the.
Oh,
I was
go
just gonna
ahead.
say like that was the test, right? Like the real test was Riddles, and like obviously we saw him being able to actually do it, like finally versus Riddles at Kagaribi, and it really was. And we talked about this last episode as well, right? Like, okay, can you continue that trend now, right? You definitely evolved like the Rosa. Can you actually are you going to maintain on that course? Is Riddles going to come back with some counter strategies? And yeah, we saw some different options from Riddles, but I think still, regardless, man, that Rosa man is just at a next level now, and so yeah, he was able to close that pretty handily. But yeah, a lot of the matchups were in his favor. The only person that was really struggled was Riddles. Riddles being in losers early, obviously was a blessing for the Buzz as well too. So I think in those combinations, it just was really favorable for him to make it out. And I also think, and this is not to just go ahead and John for Riddles by any means, but Riddles also, they said they were really focused on Street Fighter 6. Shout out to Riddles. Riddles got 25th.
He got 25th. That was crazy.
He got 25th at CEO.
That's really
That
good.
is actually hella wild.
Over
That tournament
1,000
had
over 1,000 entrants.
Over 1,000 entrants, and he got 25th.
Holy shit! Over 1,000 entrants.
Over 1,000 entrants. He did very, very well.
Yeah.
I didn't
very
know that
well.
part.
Yeah,
That's
it was
crazy.
to the point where, so when they finished the top 25 or I think it was top 25 or they're going to top 8, right? And they're waiting for top 8 to start.
Yeah.
I remember they switched over the stream from Street Fighter. They went and hosted the main CEO channel and Smash was on, which was hilarious, by the way, because all these freaking FGC, the traditional FGC people were just talking so much shit on Smash. They were just talking all this nonsense, right? It was just ridiculous.
That's the classic.
But, it was a classic. But to be fair, too, it looked so bad because it changed and it was Apollo Kage versus Riddles. And so it's just like you just see Terry just blowing up. Everyone's just blowing up. Like it just looked it looked just like a Mickey Mouse like show. So from especially traditional FGC, they're like, see, I told you this game sucks. Like,
Party game.
Like, party game. Look at this. This is so stupid. And I'm like, well, all right. But it's funny. There's a lot of people in the comment section that were like, wait, what? Isn't that the Luke player? Which is KOD.
yeah. That's sick.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was pretty cool to see that. Just because of his placement alone at CEO, man, he did so well that people were shocked to find out that like, oh wait, this guy is a top Smash player.
Yeah.
So
shout outs to Riddles for just being amazing. Yeah, just being amazing. But yeah, I just want to say I called the Buzz winning. I called it last week.
I remember that actually.
Yeah.
I think we agree to you with you being like, I think I said something along the lines of like, I think I could see the Buzz winning too.
I think we all said we could see the Buzz.
Yeah.
I think we all said we could see the Buzz winning, but I'm the one who bet on him.
That's true. You brought it to the group.
Yeah,
I
you
am
did.
the one
You
who
did.
bet
You
on
did.
it. Yeah,
You did. Funny thing though, like Ramen did say the things that you said as to why that it made sense for him to win. You also said those last week too. So
I did.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I felt like I had like a deja vu moment.
Hey,
yeah,
I felt like I was like, did I talk about this last week?
yeah.
You actually did. You did.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
No, we're all smart. We're all smart. We all
Yeah, we're all smart.
yeah.
Yeah.
I knocked over my headphones. Oh god.
Stupid.
Me and Larry also had the Steve call out like before when Steve just came out.
Right.
And nobody's complaining about Steve back then. Me and Larry were like, this character's broken.
Oh,
This character's gonna be like top 5, probably the best character in the game. This
Yeah.
was like when Steve came out.
Yeah, anyone who I don't know. It's just
I'm just bragging to Bam about our takes, Larry.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I can hear you. I can hear
I
you.
just thought that was crazy. How did people not think Steve was going to be broken, man?
I
said,
know.
You build platforms in a platform fighter. How are you not broken? What?
Okay, wait. Let's stop. We always bring up Fighter Pass 2 somehow. We always bring up Fighter Pass 2 somehow.
We get stuck in this loop again.
Ramen baited me, man.
I was gonna say something else. I was gonna give a quick shout out to MBD for placing 4th. Actually,
He did really well.
Because I haven't seen him attend much recently.
Actually, I'm sorry. That was the match that they saw. It wasn't AK. It was MVD versus Riddles.
Yeah, I mean, Riddles did play MVD as well, though. He did play MVD as well. Or sorry, he did play Apollo Kage. He played both.
I know he did, but but that specific match that people saw was MVD. So shouts to MVD. He did do really well. He was finding some things, man.
He's been doing well in some other events too. Like I know he got second at DreamHack DreamHack Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw that, but I think that event wasn't like 2 stacks.
It wasn't crazy stacked, but he did win against Lima.
I didn't know that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he beat Lima. He got second, losing to Mutace, and I think he also lost early in pool. So like he went on like a pretty deep losers run at that tournament.
I was gonna say he's like one of those players that you don't hear from him a lot. Like you don't see him like at those top 8s, but he's like fairly consistent.
Yeah.
And then at like I would say like not the majors, but like the mini majors, he'll like sometimes break top 8 or like get top 5 like at this tournament. It's just a shame because like the type of player MVD is, and this is the type of player a lot of players are, and I to a certain degree I also fall in that category. At least in Smash 4 I did, is where you're just fairly consistent, but you don't really have like really good peaks. You know what I mean? And I've had this debate with other people before, and I always ask them like, would you rather have? And I'm gonna ask you guys as well, actually, and maybe the chat as well. Would you guys rather have really good peaks but really bad lows? So you're capable of winning tournaments, but you're also like just capable of like not making enough pools and getting like 65th or 97th or whatever. Or would you rather just be like fairly consistent and always just be like top 32, top 16, but you don't really place under that? And then sometimes you'll even break top 8, if you do your best. So that's basically just my question. Sorry, go ahead.
100% peaks, because I think winning is better than just being close to winning, in my personal opinion. And I can make videos off of it, so win-win.
Yeah, it seems like everybody is saying that. It's funny because I asked something like this on Twitter before, and the poll was like close to even. Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, but like." It's so much nicer to just be consistent, and you can even get top 8 sometimes, and you don't really disappoint anybody. There's always there's no way but to go up basically. Whereas if you have those low peaks, then it can be a really shitty day. Like imagine you're Spargo, right? But you get like 97. That probably feels terrible because you've been working so hard. But then being consistent and not getting like peaks also feels bad because you never get like the spotlight.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to bring up something that I feel like, kind of understand why I think peaks are also better. From a casual perspective, from someone who doesn't always watch events, they're not even going to know what your bad losses are, so they're not even going to care. Like, in terms of just, like, building a fan base.
That's true,
If you just randomly pop off, and then you don't, people are just going to... Some people...
Remember that one time you popped off?
Yeah, they'll remember the one time you pop off, and then if you don't pop off, a lot of people will just be like, oh, guess he just wasn't at this tournament.
I asked the question because I'm interested in like the debate, but I already have my stance on it, which is obviously peaks because, like you said, like you do good one time, and it's just like also the amount of recognition you get for getting a first over second.
Yeah.
Compared to how much first actually has done more. like first realistically is only win like 1 or 2 more sets than second, but first gets like 90% more praise than second.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like way off, you know. I think I've mentioned this before on the podcast. So I would definitely easily pick like peaks over consistency, like any day.
Yeah. Bam, what about you?
Consistency, bro.
Really?
Oh,
Interesting.
are you just being a contrarian, or do you actually believe?
No, there's a lot of people that would his take actually.
No, I'm sure, but like I'm just checking.
Yeah. I think in this world, like a lot of times, it's like we people love the peaks, right? It's like you have the glory, like you have the recency, like you have that moment, right? And a lot of times we have this idea that we hit this, and it's like, oh, sick, I hit this, therefore that like that's the real me. Everything else is like, oh, that's not me. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, people have an understanding where like they look at the best version all the time rather than taking totality of like what they are and what they've accomplished. And I think a lot of times when you have the consistency, it's very clear of like where you are and where you stand and what you need to overcome versus like I think peaks sometimes if you have constant like you're up and down, it sometimes can put you in a position or perspective where you just assume the peak is just who you are. And sometimes that's good because sometimes that forces people to like, hey, like that's what I should be, right? And that's something that's like a motivator. But I also think sometimes that's something that can detract from people's growth because they just assume that's them and all the other stuff, they just make excuses as to why they're not hitting that peak, right? So I personally value consistency because I think it's very clear cut where you stand and where you need to go versus the peaks. But I think there's value in both of them, honestly.
That's a really good answer.
That is really good.
That's a really good answer.
Yeah, no, I definitely like that. So it's like, so like for consistency, it's just like a mentality thing for you.
Yeah,
like mentally, if you're consistent, you're like, I'm always here. I just need to push a little bit further, and I'll get to where I need to. Mm-hmm. Whereas with peaks, it's like, yeah, you're sporadic, so you don't actually. I feel like it's probably you're less knowing of what you actually need to work on. It's like sometimes it works, right, and then sometimes it just
it doesn't. Yeah, and you're just like, maybe I did this or something stupid happened or whatever, right? And it's like it's very easy. I think it's very easy for us as people to make excuses when we have those kind of circumstances, right? Like, I mean, obviously like not everyone falls victim to this, but is a very, especially I think for when newer players, right? When you have the idea, like you're there, people a lot of times, what happens when they lose to someone who's quote unquote worse than them? Oh, dude, this is stupid bullshit, whatever. This guy sucks. You know, I am obviously better because I've done this before. I have this peak, right? And I think that's a very easy scapegoat for a lot of people, and one that people will lean into when they're not getting the results they desire. And it's like, dude, when you're just on the consistent tip, like it's literally, dude, there's nothing behind closed curtains, dude. It's all out in the open, dude. This is what I get. And this is if I lose this person, I lose this person. Then it's like, damn, all right, well, I need to get better. I can't look around and be like, oh, well, maybe this. Nah, because I always do the same thing. So it's like, all right, you know where you stand. So it just brings like clarity. So yeah, like I said, there's different things. There's different ways to look at it and stuff. But like I personally, I like that.
No, I appreciate that.
I was just gonna add on top of that. The reason I brought it up because it was MVD, and MVD falls in like that consistency category. Mm-hmm. And I feel like people that have higher peaks get way more like recognition basically and praise compared to people that are more consistent than like having those peaks. Even though I think in a way being consistent or having that sort of consistency is equally as impressive sometimes.
It's more so, I would say.
Or even more, yeah. But it just sucks because like it's hard to notice their names when they're not in the spotlight, you know? Like if somebody gets 9th or 7th, even though they've been doing that all season and they haven't fallen off. So it just I always try to bring up people like that. Like I think Sonics is also one of those people that hasn't really won anything, but he's like consistent in a different tier. He's like ultra consistent, but then like he hasn't really won like a lot of events. Yes, I don't know if he's won like.
I was gonna say, funny enough, he did win CL last year. Yeah, he won CL last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he won last year, and I feel like he should be winning more. But he's one of those players that he's so consistent. He's still not consistency tier, but he's like the highest player in that tier, basically.
Well,
I agree.
He is winning a lot. He is winning a lot. It's just that like a lot of the events he's going to are really stacked. Are like the it just so happens that there's someone who's really good there that can beat. For example,
oh, that's for sure. I feel like if he went to like tournaments of this skill, like I don't know the other tournaments, he would have won way more tournaments by now.
Yeah, but funny enough, CEO was actually more stacked than it was, or it was more stacked last year than it was this year. Like last year, CEO was definitely a major, and he won that. Last year had Tweak, on top of having Riddles in the buzz as well, and I feel like there's more players. I don't remember everyone, but it was more stacked.
Beat in grand finals.
He beat Riddles.
Oh, okay,
it was Riddles.
It was Riddles last year. Yeah, that's who Sonic's beat.
Oh,
I mean, your memory is so good, bro. There's like so many fucking tournaments nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't remember shit.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, I do remember him winning that tournament though, because I remember talking to him afterwards with Tony. We actually did an interview. Me, Charles, Tony, and him. We did an interview, kind of breaking down Sonic and talking about him and kind of his growth. But I do agree, where I'm like, he's the best consistent player I feel like in my eyes right now.
He's like both, you know. He has like the peaks. He has the peaks and he has the consistency. So it's like it's kind of crazy having both.
Yeah,
and maybe his peaks could be a little bit better, but he's almost there basically, you know.
Yeah, his minimum play is just like insanely high. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like he's just like that guy where it's like, yeah, he's like usually consistently gonna be in like the top 3 or whatever, like that, you know, type thing. And it's like, it's scary because like it really is like, if he gets over a couple of these humps, a couple of these like these matchups or these players, right? Like, dude, like really what is going to happen? Like it feels like it's only a matter of time, man. I know we all talked about like back in the day with MKLeo, right? And then the rise of like Spargo, and like MKLeo was saying like in a year Spargo was going to rise, and then literally a year later, like Spargo was like looked at as like the best player in the world type thing, right? Those kind of things. But yeah, it's insane because I just feel like Sonics is on that track. Every time I talk to him after a like tournament or a like, you know, after a loss or whatever it may be, like he's always just like, yeah, I know I should have done this here. I need to do this. Okay, I need to do this. I'm going to go back, right? I'm going to let Vaz do there. And it's always getting better and better and better and better and more streamlined. And it's like, dude, this guy's already freaking insane, right? Like, how much better can he get? But he keeps progressing. He keeps breaking down, reassessing, going back to it, man. And obviously with a character such as Sonic, which is an insane character, such variance too, with that kind of work ethic, like, dude, it's only a matter of time. I just think Sonic is so insane from the jump, man, and it's really good to see the character actualized in this kind of capacity, in my opinion. So, but yeah,
definitely scary.
About Sonic, Sonic's is he's fire, man. He's good.
Okay, really quick, just to I just get back on with CEO. I need to talk about this one sequence that Riddles did against Esam, and he killed him killed him at like 40 something, or like I think. He started the combo at like 11% or something like that. So Esam touched his shield. Riddles does fair out of shield with Terry to forward tilt into Buster Wolf, and he died.
I don't think I saw that actually. He was at what percent you said?
He was like at 11 or something. Yeah, and he killed him with fair out of shield to forward tilt to Buster Wolf, and he died.
Yes. Yeah, you have to do right. Like, yeah, he does like either he changes sometimes. Sometimes he does rising fair into fast fall, or he'll do like slightly delayed rising fair into fast fall, and I think that's like the more guaranteed one. But then there's F tilt and the Buster Wolf. Dude, F tilt and the Buster Wolf is actually
it's messed up.
So
F tilt is not so good, bro.
Yeah. F tilt on its own is wild. But it's OD because F tilt, like if when you have the F tilt to Buster Wolf confirm, you're literally hitting someone at like middle of the stage just from F tilt alone, right? And then it's like then you fly over and they're at the edge of the stage getting hit by Buster Wolf. It is so disgusting. It's that so good, bro. Is not okay.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I'm gonna look for it, or if someone in chat can drop the link, that would be great. But yeah, I'm looking for it right now. He him at 14%. He killed him.
Wait, can you link it? Can you?
Yeah. I'm linking right now.
He makes sure that he gets you into a panic situation. He's not okay. He died at 72.
The thing about it is, I'm pretty sure that was 100% true. I don't think there's anything he could have done.
Oh my god! I think he could have DI'd up on the F tilt, dude. So the Buster Wolf wouldn't connect. I think he's DIing down in a way.
Could he have? Hold on, let me see.
Pretty sure you can DI in and up.
I feel like at that percent it still hits.
Yeah, I don't know because he didn't go that far to begin with.
Yeah, but maybe, you know, like he could have maybe escaped. I'm not sure. It would be close.
Yeah, but that
It's
was
broken either way.
Yeah, it's insane. Like the fact that he could do that. I think something that's crazy about Terry, which it's funny because like I was mentioning this early on stream about Falco, is that Falco doesn't really have good moves to hit low profiling characters. Terry's forward air hits so low to the ground. Like you cannot low profile that aerial, which is I feel like aerials out of shield in general and ultimate are there's not many that can that do that. But his fair is actually not.
His disjoints in general, man. Like people will sleep on Terry's disjoints, but his disjoints are pretty damn good. So I'm not too surprised because I've definitely tried like. Now that you mention, like I've definitely tried like with punishing like landing forward air by Terry with like cheek down tilt. I feel like it always trades at best. Like you really like cleanly beat his forward air.
Fair is very, very good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very, very good.
Terry in general just has so many good moves.
Aerials, yeah, for sure.
It's funny because Riddles used Terry a good amount this tournament, which I feel like he hasn't been doing as much. Like I've been seeing a lot more Kazuya from him. Oh, yeah, I guess minus Japan, because Japan he was using Terry too. But yeah,
I mean,
Terry's so good. Terry's so good. Yeah, I just feel like a lot of people are hyping up Kazuya a lot, which I mean he's still a ridiculous character, but then people just forget about how crazy Terry is.
I know, yeah. Terry's is one of those characters. He has so much bullshit, like spot dodge canceling. Nobody talks about that.
Yeah,
he just has too much. He has too much.
I mean, it's funny enough. It's like what you were talking about, right? Peaks versus consistency. Like it's definitely where like Terry is a consistent character because he just does a lot better in a lot of the like defensive situations as well too. Still does a ton of damage. Obviously can murder characters too. Obviously not the same way Kazuya does, but he still murders people.
His damage output too. Insane.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's wild, right? And then it's like the mobility, just like his movement alone, plus the freaking like crack shoot being such an insane burst option, right? So yeah, it's very funny because people do forget, right? People are so focused on Fire Pass 2. People are so focused on the fact that like, yeah, Kazuya, obviously for good reason, Kazuya grabs you and then you just die. But it's like, yeah, you have a character who has like better like neutral in that way, and then he's like literally like, oh, like I have to hit you like twice and I could kill you potentially, depending on what hit I get, right? Nair is insane. Like that Nair out of shield is wild.
Yeah, it's so big.
It's so true sometimes. Like
you get let's try by like Terry Nair and you can just die.
You just die, yeah. You just die to Nair. Yeah, see ya. Yeah, I mean he has so many things. Like you get once you hit them like hit someone like at 11%, you know, like once they're at 11%, which like it kind of like 11-10%, like he gets landing up air and you can literally just kill someone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. You can literally just up air, like landing up air, and you just literally get Nair into another Nair, and then you can do like a slightly rising Nair, fast fall down into F tilt into Buster Wolf, or you can just go for that Nair, go back up again into a Nair into freaking like Burning Knuckle. Like he just has his damage output is wild. Like it, like people just forget, man. People really do forget, and then go, a crime.
Go. Like the fact that he doesn't like leave as soon as he gets 100% is crazy. That's one of the greatest comeback factors in the entire game.
Facts. I think it's funny sometimes too because people will be like, "Yeah, well, like I guess that makes sense. Like he has that in his games." No, that's not how it works in his games, guys. I'll tell you that right now, dude. That does not happen in Girl like that. Like,
no, dude, it's insane. I mean, it's come to the point where if I fight a Terry and he's at like 95% or something, and I'm just like, okay, I have to think about what move I use next. Like, is it worth hitting you with this move and getting you 100, or should I hit you with like something else? You know, because dude, it's so stupid. Like, it doesn't disappear. He just gets to keep it. Why? Yeah. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. I don't
Sakurai
know.
wanted it because that's Sakurai's vision.
Like the only it's like it's kind of close to what he does in his games, but it's like not like he doesn't get supers. Like he pretty much usually just get way stronger, and you get to choose where you can do it. You can either do it the first third of your health, the second third of your health, or the final third of your health. And in this game, they essentially just make it the final third of his health is his go. But like they're like, oh yeah, but we want him to have his supers too, so he just gets unlimited supers.
It's actually crazy.
Hello?
Did you command it?
Yeah, help.
Yeah.
Freaking power geyser too. That move's so funny.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The amount of robberies I've seen and done with that move is dude, pure nonsense.
Something else too about Terry is his downer's crazy. because if it spikes or doesn't spike, he can combo off of it or kill you off of it.
Yeah, non-spike
Even-
one is actually more dangerous off the side because like
It like combos and shit.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
it combos into burning knuckle, and it's like you can literally do nair into dare, and then if it's like this like the sour spot, whatever you want to call that one, like literally they fly off on the side, and then you burning knuckle them next to the blast zone, and they just blow up.
Yeah,
like, they
it's
literally can just die
disgusting.
at like 40 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was Kless. I saw Kless do one of the craziest Terry combos I've ever seen any Terry do. He like ladder comboed someone into like EX Rising Tackle, but he comboed off the non-spike hit of Dare. And it just
I
looked
think I
messed
saw
up.
that.
And it just looked so messed up. I was like, what in the world is this? And it was on a Luigi.
No,
That's even more ridiculous because like he can
Yeah.
cycle it out of it. But
Yeah, like frame one.
yeah,
Yeah, she's like, nah, guaranteed.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Yara's run at CEO because this was his second time in the US, but this
Mhm.
like he went alone. There was no other Japanese players there to my knowledge. At least for Ultimate.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's very, very impressive, man. To see his run, right? Honestly, when I saw that like there wasn't going to be like other Japanese players in attendance, and him traveling out all the way to Florida and stuff too, I was just kind of thinking, just the circumstances surrounding that. I didn't know how well he would really place, right? And just kind of seeing him, right? Like you said, it's his second time outside of Japan, right?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Right. So like really seeing him come to bat, and play hella consistent, be able to place highly, just his decision making, dude. I was like, damn, all right, this guy's the real deal, dude. Like he doesn't care. He can be alone or whatever, feel isolated. He didn't like, and he came for business.
He
right?
did.
He came for being business and delivered.
Dude, game one versus the Buzz and him was insane.
I saw that. Dude,
Yeah.
imagine coming all the way from like Japan and you fighting against the Buzz. And what was that? Like winter finals or winter
It was winners
semis?
finals, yeah.
Winter finals, and that's what you open up with? Like that's your opening? It was disgusting. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely gross.
I after that I'm like, oh, he might win. Like like we
Yeah,
talking
That's
about
what I thought, yeah.
like maybe Olimar Samus isn't that bad.
Yeah.
then
Didn't look that bad in the first 5 seconds.
and then the Buzz
That's
like, oh wait a minute, nah.
He's like, nah, that shouldn't have happened.
He's like, I can't let off the gas.
Yeah, Uno reverse, dude. He
Yeah.
just got him.
But yeah, crazy event. I think
ESM top 8, yeah.
yeah, ESM got top 8, which he wasn't seeded to do. He was seeded really low. I think he was seeded 17th.
Yo, there's a Sheik player that got 17th called Sen.
Oh, Sen, yeah, Sen's good.
I've never heard of Sen before. Where's he from?
I want to say he's somewhere in the Midwest. I could be wrong, but he's been around since Smash 4. So I'm
Okay,
surprised you haven't
maybe-
heard about him.
Yeah, I feel like I should know about him. North Carolina.
Someone said North Carolina.
Unless he changed his tag.
I don't think so.
But I don't think so. Okay, then I just don't know. Guess.
Is there
That's impressive though. That's impressive. 17's pretty good.
anything else we should talk about regarding CO, or should we just move on to the next?
I mean we can move on because there's a bunch of other tournaments you want to talk about, right?
Yeah. So King
Yeah.
of Fields was another big tournament that happened. That was in France. Lutiny won, but that one also had Kurama, Iken from the US, as well as a bunch of other top European players. I think one of the most notable things to talk about is Boom like got upset. I think he ended at 33rd.
Let me check. I have the results right here. Yep, he did get 33rd. Actually, he got upset by I forgot how to pronounce his tag.
It's a Lucario player.
French Lucario player. Pulley something. How do I pronounce his tag?
Yeah, match. That's crazy.
Polynomus. Polynomus.
Polynomus. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I forgot who Bloom lost to in losers.
M4E. So he lost to M4E again.
Oh right,
Yeah.
yeah. Yo, M4E man, he's been doing great recently.
Yeah. So he's I feel like he's solidifying that his run at Icarus wasn't a fluke. Because again, he beat Bloom there, and he beat Bloom again.
Yeah. Well, he got 25th at this event, so it's not like the greatest placement, but it was pretty stacked, and he did beat Bloom. So, and he also before Icarus, he also got top 8 at like this Spanish tournament. That was also pretty stacked. So he's had like 3 tournaments in a row now where he's proving that he's not just like a one-time trick or one-time I don't know how to say that saying.
One trick
Yeah,
pony.
one trick pony. There
Yeah,
you go. Yeah. So it's impressive. I want to give a shout out to a few people. I want to give a shout out to Chag for always traveling to Europe.
That's right, Chag was
Chag's
there.
literally everywhere, bro. Chag's
he
literally
does.
everywhere.
I think
He's a
he
war warrior.
I think he's going to the
a
Middle
warrior.
East again too. I think he's going to the
he
Middle
is,
East again.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's-
he is traveling.
He needs to go to Japan, and he's literally been like everywhere, pretty much.
Dude, how is he
Um,
doing it, man? Dag.
And he's still young, you know. You can do it.
Yeah.
I did that shit too when I was his age.
Dang, dude, he's just farming, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
Tails will like come out and see the world, and Tails will literally just reach out to you, like, yo, you want to come to this event?
Say
Yeah,
what?
dude. It was the same for me. Like I was like, oh, free flight to
Must be nice,
Australia.
dude.
Like, why not? You know, let me hang out with some kangaroos. Like, why not? Free flight. So it's a little bit tiring, but if you get offered like free flights and people help you out,
yeah,
deals help
take
you out.
that shit.
It's
Hell
like
yeah.
you're not gonna say no to that, even if you have to travel a few weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So I respect it. I get it. I was also gonna give a shout out to Space because he's been killing it recently in Europe. He's been getting he's also one of those players. He falls in the consistency category where he doesn't win EU events, but he almost always gets top 8 recently. So, but he just it's one of those players where he has really good wins on many people now. But because he's more consistent and he winning the events, people just tend to forget about him. And then also shout outs to Modzai, who got top 8 as well. And he upset somebody in winners. I forgot who it was specifically. But Modzai is also one of those players that's always been good. He's had really good wins. I believe he also beat Riddles at a local in America before, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's nice to see him in top 8. And then Tarek also got top 8. He's had a 9th placement curse in Europe for a while. So it's nice to see him get top 8 here. And then one last thing I'll say, and then I'll shut up, is it was funny seeing Kurama travel all the way to Europe just to get ledge tried by Samus twice in winners and in losers. Because he lost to Siski and he lost to Quick.
Yeah, that's rough. I had mentioned this early on stream, but I feel like that was just a rough break for him because I think he was one of the best players, or one of the players that had the best chances of beating Gluten, and he didn't even get a chance to reach him. Got hit with the 2 Samus players.
It'd be like that, man.
Yeah, I remember that happened to me. When I went to the last times I went to Germany, I asked to play with some people online, and 2 people I played were Siski and Ellie.
Oh my god.
So
That's
exactly.
That just makes me sad just thinking about that.
got the Europe Wi-Fi special, bro. But yeah, I also want to say shouts to Quick because I feel like he has regained his.
Oh yeah, Quick got 3rd. I forgot.
Yeah, he got 3rd.
Sorry.
I feel like Quick has regained his title of best player in Germany because before he's been on a kind of break and hasn't been as consistent in things, but I feel like now been doing really well.
Yeah, it's a little bit recency bias. He very recently he's been doing better than Tarek, but then before that, before very recently, Tarek's been doing slightly better than Quick still. But I'd say yeah, in the very recent times, Quick's been doing better than Tarek. He's been doing good. Yeah, you love to see it. It's always I love a redemption arc. So when somebody's not doing too good and then he comes back and he's playing really well, it's one of the best things to view as a spectator.
Yeah, I agree.
It's always hype. And then Luigi getting 2nd is also, it's also impressive.
Yeah, no, that was crazy, especially because he lost, I think, early to Space in winners. And then he beat Space in the run back. And then not only that, but then he had to run the Samus Gauntlet, which that's not supposed to be an easy matchup for Luigi. But he was able to make it work, yeah.
That's impressive because he even tweeted about how he just makes the matchup look easy, but it's not supposed to be easy. And I can kind of see it. Luigi combos Samus as well, but that's the only thing I think Luigi has in the matchup pretty much.
Yeah, so hard to get in.
Yeah. Not just getting in, but then how does Luigi get off the ledge? Because Luigi has the worst, or some of the worst ledge options.
Yeah,
and then you're fighting a character that has arguably the best ledge trapping in the game.
Yeah, just chilling, dude.
Samus can let edgeguard Luigi as well.
That is another thing, yeah. Just Luigi's a disadvantage in general versus Samus. It's horrendous.
Really bad, yeah.
But something that impressed me about Luigi is that he's the most complete Luigi player that we've seen. Because he has phenomenal. His combo game is ridiculous. I've seen him just hit reversal combos and just do death combos from that so many times. He has good neutral. I feel like he has really good composure, really good adaptation. He just has everything.
I've played against him before too, and he'll just hit you with not just grab, but anything. Sometimes he'll hit you with sour spot landing bear, and he'll run up after that and then up tilt you, which is a true combo. or some shit like that, and then he'll just like kill you off of like a stray hit that wasn't a grab, and you're just like, wait, this character can kill from that hit at this percent. Like I didn't know that. Like that's kind of broken, right? But nobody's like talking about this. Like
Yeah.
this is kind of broken, right?
Yeah.
'Cause I always think those are the craziest ones, man. When you see them do like something in the dash up tilt and the up B, like that,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
or like the down tilt, like
Dude, we were
dude,
talking
it's
about
so
this earlier.
wild.
Like having a kill throw is like Luigi has like some of the best kill throws in the game because he can be out of his throws. He can back air. He can cyclone. He can do anything pretty much.
Yeah, and then he kills you off at these like random attacks too. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, dude, he has a
Yeah.
backdoor kill, but yeah, he can kill you. He can kill you off of nair. I've seen Luigi's confirmed kills off of forward air too, so he has that like at certain percents. Grab combos can confirm into kills. He has a Rob down tilt thing, like he can down tilt you like across the
Yep.
stage.
Oh,
yeah, and he can combo that into up tilt, so you can do down tilt,
That's
down
the
tilt, down
scary
tilt,
one.
up tilt,
Yeah.
up B.
Up tilt, up B. Yeah, that one is. When I first saw that one, I was like, like,
Yeah, it's like,
what?
are you real? Like what?
That's how I lose.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny, dude.
He can kill you off of
Character.
Zaire too. Like
Yeah,
he can kill
yes, he
like
can.
in so many ways. So, you know, obviously the big one is like he can do Zaire into like up B certain sometimes Zaire grab. Something else that doesn't really get mentioned too much. If you do a grounded option and he Zairs you, you're in your clank animation. He can do things to you. He can do so many things to you while you're in the clank animation. You
You're
literally just
stuck in time, dude.
yeah. You can literally
Yeah.
clank with his Zaire and he can just run up and up beat you, and that's cheat.
That's like a Smash Ultimate thing, right? The clank animation.
I think it was in 4 too, but it just wasn't
but it
as apparent.
It also wasn't as like exaggerated because I feel like in this game sometimes it's literally like a full second where you just can't move.
It depends
I
on
don't
the
think it
move.
was that bad. Was it that bad in Smash 4?
I think it was the same thing, but it just depends on the
It was
move.
the same. Okay,
I
Maybe
think
just
so.
don't remember then.
Again, it just depends on the move. Like certain moves will put you in the clank animation.
The fact that Luigi can abuse that against his opponent is pretty broken, and also helps that he has one of the best like rewards for punishments. So like a beat,
Yeah.
ground up beat is like an amazing reward. And also his area in general, like just as a projectile, pretty good for edge guarding too, like
Mhm.
against a lot of characters.
Yep.
Yeah, so active.
Yeah, it's super active. Not bad for ledge trapping either, honestly.
Yeah,
That character definitely has some.
yeah, but yeah, it's shoutouts. Yeah, good stuff to Luigi for doing that. I was surprised at how his set versus Gluttony went because the last time, well, before King of Fields, the last time Gluttony and he destroyed him. It was not close.
That was a while ago though, right?
Like a little over a month ago, I want to say.
Oh wait, what tournament was this?
It was a tournament in the UK. I don't remember the name.
Wait, that Gluto went to as well?
Gluttony went to this tournament in UK.
Oh, was it Invasion?
I think it was Invasion. Yeah,
I'm looking at it.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
and he got grand finals with
yeah.
Bloom.
No. Oh yeah, Luigi was in grand finals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gluttony ended up getting third to that tournament. He lost to both Bloom and Luigi.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at
I
it
think I
right
do
now.
remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was surprised because, like, again, he got annihilated. That was like probably the second worst I've seen Gluttony lose a set. I think the worst I've seen him lose was Light at Summit. That set was messed up.
Now,
So
have you
that-
seen
that-
Riddles versus Gluto? That was also bad. The Kazuya Gluto
Yeah,
set,
Kazuya. I mean
that was pretty
Kazuya.
bad.
I
It is Kazuya.
don't count Kazuya because I feel like Kazuya just, if you get destroyed by Kazuya, it's like, okay, it's like sometimes he just hit you 3 times.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It'd be like that.
It's like a perfect example is it's like Brawl Ice Climbers. Like, okay, yeah, I got destroyed, but did I really get destroyed?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not surprised. I'm never surprised at Gluto like winning against anybody. Honestly.
Yeah, no, he's amazing.
He's so good.
He's
He's
amazing.
so good. But considering he's lost to Luigi in the past before a lot, even though it was like not recently, besides the Luigi set, and then he also lost to Luigi on top of that. Yeah, I'd imagine you wouldn't put your money on Guto going into the set. But Guto's always like good at Wario's bad matchups. I feel like he's really good at like studying his like sets where he gets bodied, and then the next time I see him play against a character or a player he got bodied by previously, say like I don't know, a Sonics or like a Meister, because I've definitely seen both those players body Guto before. Then I've also seen like Guto do pretty good against both those players. He's really good at like taking L's and then just like going back and pretty much just going over why he lost and then creating a counter plan. So yeah, I'm not surprised. And then I've mentioned this before, but I know for a fact that Guto and Siski are always they're probably popping off whenever Bloom loses. Because they
Yeah.
both do not want to fight Bloom, especially Siski. Like Siski's trying to avoid Bloom at every EU tournament. Because that matchup just looks so bad for Samus.
It's a
And
very
then-
sad matchup.
And then I'm sorry, Siski, but your secondaries suck. Like you just can't. You can't play your secondaries. Like you're just a Samus player. Like if you don't have Samus, you don't have. You know, it's just it's just part of who you are. It's fine.
Damn,
Your
dude.
Samus
All right.
Your Samus is amazing. It just be like that. Sometimes.
Dude, what did
So
Siski
it's
do
like-
to you, bro? What did Siski
Nah,
do to
it's
you?
just, there's always banter between me and Siski. That's just how
Alright.
you roll.
Alright.
And
That felt a little personal.
if you can't ledge trap with Samus and you don't have any secondaries, then it's kind of hard to like beat somebody that's been your demon and has been beating you like every tournament. He needs to make like a plan against Boom because it's never close either. Like every set is like every set is like convincing as hell. So, like, I don't think the Samus is gonna work out, but like I don't know. I've seen him play Incineroar in doubles, so maybe he can try doing that.
I think that's what he did before. I think I want
I
to.
think I've seen him try Incineroar once actually.
I think he took a game, or I was close.
Didn't he take a game? He did take a game.
Yeah, I think he
right?
took a game with Incineroar before.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, Siski. If you're listening, it's your time to shine.
Dude, I know what this is about, bro. I know what this is about. It's because Siski's a better ledge trapper than you, isn't it?
Dude, he plays Samus. He's a better ledge trap than anybody by default. It doesn't even matter.
Is he a better ledge trapper than you, man?
I mean, if you play Samus, dude, if I turn my Switch on right now and I play Elite Smash and I find a Samus player, that Samus player is a better ledge trapper than me. Because all he has to do is press 2 buttons at the edge, and it covers 80% of the options.
It's all right,
Wow,
man.
he's
Ramen, it's
so
all right.
good, bro. That's so good.
Hey, your ledge trapping, your
Skilled individual.
ledge trapping's pristine, bro.
I'm out here conditioning people with like let's jump back air, like perfectly timed like rising nairs, trying to condition people into jumping into my needles, thinking like 20 layers ahead. And here we have like Siski or any charging at the edge and pressing down B.
You slipped.
Hey, Ramen, you're still the best. You're still the best ledge trapper in the world in my heart.
Listen, when I made that tweet, I was the best ledge trapper at the time.
Hey, no, you.
When I made that tweet, I stand by that. Right now, not anymore. But I'll also say in Smash 4 towards the end, I'd say me and Leo were the best ledge trappers. I'll take top 2. I'll take top 2. Second place is fine for me.
All right. Anyways,
my goat, Robin, dude.
They're done amusing me. They just want to move on to the next
Yeah.
topic. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine. Let's move on.
No,
It's
because you
fine.
did the little talk. You did the water drink too.
Yeah, you did a sip, dude.
Yeah,
That was
I'm
fun,
thirsty,
dude.
dude.
Oh, Mike, we're done.
It always takes forever, bro. Like I get thirsty.
Yeah. So quick into that third.
There's a Japanese tournament as well, right?
Yeah.
Maesuma.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to move on to Maesuma?
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, I'm looking through the results. I'm pretty sure we've mentioned everything. Yeah, I don't see anything like out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Besides, like some people not placing too well, but we don't really need to highlight that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd rather just keep it at the people that did well and highlight that
Yeah,
instead.
I agree. Okay.
We can move on.
So Maesuma, I feel like talk of the town for me, Dora Miggy. I believe he's 14 years old. He's a player and got second at this tournament. At second,
I didn't know he was 14.
Beat T. I need to bring up T's reaction. When T lost to Dora Miggy, he just like fell to the ground. He like tumbled over, laid there. It was
Classic.
classic
T.
Classic T.
Yeah, his reactions are very animated.
Beat Proto Banham, 3-0'd Proto Banham.
The Min Min did all?
Apparently, I didn't see all of it. Yeah, I was actually gonna watch it on stream. I haven't done it yet. Yeah,
Okay.
he beat Proto Banham. He beat Kameme.
So maybe it got like top 5, right? Or like fourth?
Kameme got third.
Third?
Got third.
Okay.
I think Kameme
He's
also.
been doing good recently, too.
Yeah.
Really good recently, too. I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised, bro. I've always thought Min Min was really good. It's just the only person proving it was Proto, so it was like kind of hard to have a definitive like stance on Min Min where she is when there's only one person proving it. But like you're always like on paper, I feel like this character should be broken. Like nobody's like proving it yet. She's just so good, man. Like I feel like she's one of those characters where she just shuts down a lot of mid tiers and low tiers. Like you don't really need to know the matchup. You know, you can just do your own thing, and then they have to fight. They have to like play the mini game. It's up to them to learn the matchup and like I'll play you, and you can just like play comfortably from your range. And Japan has a lot of good min-mins. A lot of them play Wi-Fi mostly, and this guy actually also did. This is like one of his first few offline events. So once like the more min-mins start going offline, it's gonna be a different chapter in Ultimate because min-min is not like a character people are gonna like. So when she's gonna get a little bit more relevant in the meta, it's gonna be a timeline that I don't want to see, honestly. I'd rather have like the characters like Fox and Roy and fucking even Falco. Even Falco's hype.
What do you mean even Falco? Even Falco.
Even Falco, I'll take over like Min or Sonic or Game & Watch. So I'm definitely trying to avoid that timeline. But it seems like the Min-Mins have been on the rise in Japan recently. So is this the same kid that beat the Buzz, by the way?
Is it? I don't know.
There was a Min-Min player that beat the Buzz at was it Kagaribi? But yeah, like I said, Japanese Min-Mins, man. Like there's a bunch of them now, and they've been good. And I'm sick and tired of people calling Min-Min like not top tier or like overrated or not as good as people think she is. Because I think she's very good.
Yeah, no, I think I feel like a lot of people think Min-Min's good, or at least the people who have seen this character's tools know how good Min-Min is. I think the big problem with the character, at least in the US, is one, there hasn't been like a really top Min-Min rep like Japan has, like with Proto Banham. And then two, I do think the nerfs that Min-Min got kind of set her back a little bit, but at the same time, she definitely needed to be nerfed because.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what like what in the world? What in the world is that character? The fact that Japan hated that character says a lot because Japan normally does not have like mass hate for characters, but
it's bad when Japan hates a character.
Yeah, like if you guys don't know,
they really hate Min-Min.
They really hated Min-Min. Like before Min-Min got nerfed. I don't know if they still hate her as much, but before she got nerfed, when there was a tournament and Min-Min won, there was mass dislikes on that video.
Well, I think a lot of Westerners don't actually know about that, Larry. About like that little period where Min-Min got hated by like Japanese.
They were
people.
very angry.
they were
outraged, bro. Like they were fighting in the streets, bro. It was like Steve times a 50. Like
it was bad, man. It was bad. It was weird because like seeing people in Europe and like America, they did not care about the character at all. Like nobody cared about Min-Min pretty much, and like they would call her lame or whatever, but like nothing too bad. And then Japan just like nope, Steve, nope, they don't care about Steve. It's Min-Min, like at least at the time. I don't know about right now.
No, it was like
since then I was like something's weird with this character.
Yeah, it was like Smash 4 Bayo levels of hate. That's how much Japan hated Min-Min.
It was bad
because like in Smash 4, when the Bayo won a match, there would be mass dislikes on the video, and it was the exact same with Min-Min. The exact same.
Yeah, dude. In Smash 4, you could have the lamest playstyle in the world. You could be the type of person that every time you go to a tournament set, everybody's cheering against you. But the moment you fight against like a Bayo player, the crowds are gonna cheer for you in Smash 4. That's how it was. Like that's how hated Bayo was. It didn't matter who the player was that fought Bayo. They would always pretty much cheer for that person. And even like minors, like the crowds wouldn't care about like booing minors or like talking like kids basically. It was bad, and it was getting to that level for Min-Min. At least from like obviously we can't say for sure because they're not Japanese, but from our point of view, it looked pretty bad. Like the Japanese players really didn't like Min-Min from what I saw.
Yeah, to get off of Min-Min, I think something else that's notable about Maesuma is that both Asimo and Takara got 5th. So Ken and Ryu got 5th at this tournament.
That's actually pretty insane.
Pretty hype.
Dude, I've been liking the revival of like Ryu, man. Obviously, like he had his buff a little bit, but like I actually really love seeing Ryu play. I miss seeing Ken play too, man. I mean, obviously we got a little bit here and there, but obviously they've been really just like what's the word I'm looking for? Overshadowed, really, right, by Kazuya and Terry. So it's really nice to kind of see them still do some things, man. Those characters are still like strong characters. They're really cool. I just like seeing Ken and Ryu do their thing.
Yeah, definitely. If you're a Shoto player, you're eating well for Maesuma. Yeah, I feel like, especially Ken, he's kind of fallen off in the meta because I feel like people are starting to like realize how good Ryu, all the buffs he's gotten. Yeah, it's nice to see though that there are still people who believe in Ken because it does feel like more people are either switching off of Ken to go to Ryu or Terry or Kazuya.
I love Ryu and Ken, honestly. Like, it doesn't bother me playing against them at all. Unlike Terry, which can be annoying to fight against sometimes. Also, I don't really like watching Terry that much. But like Ken and Ryu, there's just something about them, man. Especially like Ryu, like the way Ryu players play in this game, like Asimo playing Ryu, like the way he plays like the footsies. It's just nice to look at.
Yeah,
It doesn't come over as like cheesy as like Terry spamming like, I don't know, his B moves in neutral. You know what I mean? So I kind of like, for like those two Shotos I like watching. I like watching Kazuya too, to be fair. Like I like watching like bullshit comebacks.
I feel like Kazuya is probably one of the most fun characters to watch, but he's also one of the most scary characters to play against.
Understandable, honestly. Yeah, I mean, the fact that he has invincibility on his moves, it feels like sometimes you can do the right option and still die for it. So it's very scary.
But yeah, so I'm looking
You
at
have the
this-
results sheet, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at the top 8. So first place was Mia again. Mia just being consistent and winning.
Yeah.
Game watch, baby.
Yeah. So Mia, Dorimegi, third was Kameme, fourth was Yoshidora, fifth was
Okay.
Takara Asimo, and then seventh was Proto Banham and Gact.
Okay.
So I feel like no big surprises from this top 8 except for Takara. I definitely feel like he placed higher than he normally would at an event as stacked as this.
it's been a minute, right?
Yeah.
It's been a minute since we've seen that from him.
It's not that surprising though. It's been a minute, but he's
really
gone
good.
top two at these type of events many times. So I'm like not surprised.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that I'm surprised he didn't, but I feel like in terms of the other, like compared to the other players,
They've been doing a little bit better recently.
Hera beat Gact. I don't know. Oh, he beat Matanabe. I
Yeah.
can't read some of these because of the Japanese characters, but
Can you check what place AIM got? Because I'm pretty sure AIM was here, right?
I don't know because I don't know what the Japanese characters
It's
are.
Japanese.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What I will
All
say,
good.
something to know about Takara's run is that he got double eliminated by Yoshidora.
Then there was also like a local in Japan where Akola got second.
Akola got second, losing to Riziatsu's Violet, and then I believe
He
this is
got
Violet,
3-0.
right? Yeah, and then he also
Mhm.
lost to a Jigglypuff player.
What was his tag again? The Jigglypuff player? I forgot, but that player's good because I've seen him before. Japan just has so many like character specialists. Like you
Yeah.
just need to know matchups, bro. If you don't know matchups, then you're gonna get murdered.
Yeah, jeez.
Well,
Well, I mean, that's why you go to Japan too. If you're grinding Smash, you go to Japan to learn matchups.
Yep, you have to.
That is crazy though, because I feel like Puff Steve doesn't sound like it'd be a good matchup at all.
Wait, but he didn't beat Akola, did he?
No, he did. He beat Akola.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Senra beat Akola, and then Akola lost to Riziasu.
And losers. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
in grand finals.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, I thought he got double eliminated by him.
I feel like there's certain parts of it, obviously, that like would be rough for Steve, but like being able to pressure and just kill that character off stage, like it just feels like it's just so powerful. And then to be like that repeated pressure versus like most of the time character will hit him out and then they kind of go for edge guard, but by then he gets to go high or goes freaking builds a block or gets to do minecart. But like you can get repeated pressure with Puff where like you don't get those mix-ups in the time. Like they just can hit you before you can even do that stuff. So you have to like play more honest edge guarding there, and then that's where Steve will have problems if he can't just cart or up B and get away scot-free.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
totally see that. Especially because Steve going low isn't the fastest thing. So even though
Yeah.
Puff has like a bad ball speed, I don't think it matters that much.
Right.
Yeah, I think Puff's lingering there is probably really good against Steve's up being
Very
from
good.
below.
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw the clip of how it ended, and like the set ended with him getting an up air rest. I thought was crazy because I'm like, how is Puff up airing Steve?
Yeah, now that part sounds hard. Yeah, like, how did he do that?
Yeah, Puff can just get anvil at 60 and die.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Do you remember like what situation like led to him getting the up air rest? Was he like what was happening before that?
let me see if I could
Proceeding
find
that.
it. I want to say he was on a block, and then he just got up aired, like on a block.
Up air rest is a combo? What is this, melee?
Wait,
Yeah.
did you not know that?
I feel like if I see it, I'd be not surprised, but like hearing it sounds like it shouldn't combo in ultimate. You know what I mean?
Oh no, that's a very consistent combo in ultimate.
Up
Not
air
up air.
rest.
Yeah,
Up
yeah.
air, yes. Up
So-
air rest.
So
I've seen
okay,
up tilt rest.
It's actually gonna do it. Do you have dare rest? You have dare rest. You have up air
Oh,
rest.
they rest
You have,
easy, yeah.
yeah. You have freaking obviously meaty fair rest.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that too.
Can't certain percents you can do up tilt, like meaty up tilt rest.
yeah, up tilt rest can work
I've
too.
even seen
Yeah.
that. I just haven't seen up air rest.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I just haven't seen it on screen. Probably recognize it.
I posted it in chat, and yeah, you could check it out in chat. But
Oh,
my God.
falling up air. Okay. Oh, I thought you meant rising up air, like in melee.
no,
Like,
he did do rising up air to rest. That's how he killed him.
Oh, it was
Oh, he did rising up air
He did-
later on
he-
the platform.
No, he didn't even land on the platform.
Oh,
Wait,
that's okay.
what?
He did-
Oh,
he-
okay, okay.
you can do
Ah!
that.
Yeah, no, look at the chat. Look in the
Okay.
chat. Look in the chat. I posted in the chat.
Yeah,
But he did
yeah.
rising up air into double jump rest.
What?
And he JB3'd him. He JB3'd him.
This is melee, bro.
Did he get the tail end of up air?
Yeah, he
Is
got
that
the
what
tail.
did?
He got the tail end of up
Okay.
air.
Okay.
You're right.
But like, that's still crazy. Like,
Yeah,
That looks
of course.
crazy.
That's even crazier than yeah. I was
Yeah,
like falling up
yeah.
there is wild, but the fact that he did it up there, dude, that's crazy.
That's crazy. You win for that. I guess
Wow.
he's at 0%. It doesn't really matter, but still,
Man, you
it's
deserve
like
the
barely combos.
yeah, he JB3'd him on FD. I'm surprised FD was on because that's like one of Steve's best stages, and I don't really see Puff doing well on FD. But I mean, he
Dude,
I think
Yes.
FD is good for Puff, from what I've
dude,
seen.
that was such a godlike. Dude, that was hype.
yeah, that's
I didn't know that
crazy.
was possible.
That's a
I didn't know you
godlike.
could do rising up air. That
That's
is
just-
really melee.
Yeah, that's one of those things where like, yeah, it makes sense, but I feel like I've never really seen someone actively go for that before, or at least me. But like, damn,
Yeah,
that's crazy. The late, but it makes so much sense seeing it, right? The very late part of up air
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
be able to combo there because even I think regular up air to rest isn't too far from being true. Like, it's not insanely far. So like, yeah,
Probably
that-
like
that's
one or
pretty
two
cool.
frames away.
I'm pretty sure Puff has all of her rest setups that she does in Melee.
Yeah, she has a ton, dude. It's crazy how much she has in this game. She actually does have a lot. She has like it's. I will say I think it's really interesting how they were able to like kind of balance out Puff in this game. I think she is very intriguing because she has a lot of this stuff that's like kind of melee-esque. Obviously, like no like up for a rest because that's just not okay. But like it's crazy to see that, and she has insane combo game too. You know, and some of these extended combos go into rest, but it's like just enough for her to like definitely have a play versus certain characters. Definitely have some matchups where she's actually pretty solid against some strong characters in the game, while still not being overbearing. So I find that really fascinating. I think that's one of the characters they did a really great job to being true to the character, where they're fun. I mean, I think there's a good reason why Juan played Puff even in 4. But like just seeing everyone who's played Puff, and like I've seen some other people before too, where like they played Melee Puff and they're like, this is really cool. Like obviously it's different than still different than Melee, but there's a lot of crossover stuff that makes it feel familiar, still retains the spirit of the character.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. I mean, if there's one character that's throughout Smash's history probably like remained pretty much the same, or like it's very similar each game. It's like Puff or Sheik, I'd say.
Yeah,
Across all Smash games.
except Puff they butchered after Melee. They did not want Puff to be good.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking in terms of viability, but I'm
Yeah,
just
like how
talking
they
in terms
work.
of like moveset and how they play. Yeah.
No, I agree.
General feel.
I agree. Yeah.
yeah, but it just feels like they finally found the sweet spot, right? Like obviously, like you said, they were like, hell no, never again, and then like, Brawl Life, and then Smash 4, they're like, okay, we're gonna try to do a little thing, but there's no way we can go overboard. But they actually found a sweet spot in Ultimate. She has so many things, dude. Just the dare loop stuff and into like into fair, fastball, and into the freaking forward throw, that cool stuff to set up into edge guards where it's like she's not going to just carry you off for free, but it's still really, really strong and hard for characters to deal with. I really do like her design in this game.
Yeah.
She's one of the designs I really enjoy.
Yeah, I really like what they did with her jab. They buffed it in one of the patches and made it like a combo tool.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I was
that's
gonna say,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
doesn't jab combo into dash grab?
Yeah, she could combo jab
And
into
dash
back
attack.
air and dash attack. Like she
And
can
back air is a tight one, yeah. But yes, you have the two.
Back air.
Yeah,
Yeah, jab jab.
it's a true kill confirm.
Yeah, it's hella hype. It's
She
hella
can
hype.
dare. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, she can jare. It's hella hype, dude. I remember when I first saw that, it's just like laughing because like they're like, damn, dude, she can jare now.
Dude, her forward throw sends you so far. It's insane.
Yeah, the angle
Oh.
it's in at is nasty. I think one of the tools that Puff has that's kind of not really focused on.
Yeah, because I mean, it just leads into everything, and like it's such a good angle where it's just like a lot of characters kind of have to jump here, or kind of have to use some kind of resource in this scenario against a character who has all the multiple jumps and can put pressure, all these things, and you're not going to really be able. Like your mix up is like, oh, hopefully I jump and it'll do anything, otherwise I'm probably just gonna get hit out of it and then you're screwed, or like you try to air dodge and go low and stuff, but she can like follow those things as well. So yeah, that forward throw is crazy, man. I mean, we saw it, dude. Even at
Summit,
summits,
base mage versus lavish.
Base mage, yep.
That was crazy. That was so crazy. The Ramen's face, he looks so disgusted.
Dude, he
Get out of here, man.
Dude, that was crazy.
But
yeah.
I love the. I think the combos and all stuff like that. It's so hype. I'm like, damn, this character is kind of got some sauce, but not too much to be like too overbearing. But still, like, damn, some characters like get jammed. Sorry.
Yeah, I think if Puff wasn't the lightest character in the game,
She's not.
then wait, it's Pichu, right?
Yeah.
If it wasn't if she wasn't like the second lightest character in the game, then
I think she's the third.
Wait, who's this?
I think
who's lighter than Puff?
I think Squirtle's lighter. I want to say.
Squirtle.
I want to say. I might be wrong.
That might be possible, actually. I knew Pichu was lighter. Didn't know Squirtle was lighter.
Can we get the confirm?
Yeah. I'm looking up right now. No, she's second. She's second. Yeah, it's
She
Pichu.
is second, okay,
It's Pichu, Puff, and then Game Watch and Squirtle are tied.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I thought at first I thought you were gonna say Game and Watch.
Yeah, if Puff wasn't as light as she was, she'd probably be like broken, like a little.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I definitely agree. She'd be crazy. Wait, so for Maesuma, do you guys know who Mia had to play? Like who he had to beat?
No idea.
I do not. Let's see.
So Mia had to play Viserion in round 1.
Wait, is this what I think it is?
Okay, it's
What?
like a Eve player. I think it's So I don't know who their tag is. 33 parent box or something like that.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm looking at their yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah.
What
So
are you guys talking about?
that's who Mia played in order to make top 8 winners. Like
okay.
another Steve player.
Wasn't there a Steve player we didn't talk about him actually. Wasn't there a Steve player at CEO that got 5th?
Riku. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we didn't mention Riku.
Yeah, we could touch on him a little bit now. So I know
I mean, that's pretty out of the ordinary, right?
Riku 3-0'd MVD in winners. And then he also beat ESAM in winners. Yeah, he beat ESAM, MVD, and then I think lost to Yara, top 8 winners, and then he lost to BD in the run back.
Do you know who he played before Steve?
I'm not sure, but I would have. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even gonna guess. It's like so hard because like with some Steve players, you have no idea.
Yeah, I know it's scary because I just got reminded of that because you mentioned the other Steve player from the Japanese tournament, and I'm just like, damn, Steve. The Steve mains are on the rise, low key.
Yeah,
I've seen more of them pop up like everywhere recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
in Europe as well.
But yeah, so Mia played Asimo in winter semis, 3-0'd him, then 3-0'd Doramigi in grand finals and winners finals. So he kind of, I'm looking at his bracket and he kind of just breezed through it. Like
I think he just dropped one game, right?
He dropped a game to Viserion. That's like literally the only player who took a game off of him. It seems. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the only player that took a game off him was literally Viserion.
Mia's really good, man. Like,
yeah, no, I agree.
Part of me just wants to complain about Game Watch again, but you got to give it to Mia for Mia just really good. He's so consistent. I
am looking forward to seeing more Doramigi. I'm absolutely frightened of the outcome of it, but I want to see more of it. I want to see more of it.
Honestly, I don't. Don't want to see more Min on my screen. Thank you very much.
I mean, you should be happy. You play Sheik.
If you want to watch Min voluntarily in your free time, that's up to you, Larry.
But I'm saying, like, competitively, Sheik is one of Min's harder matchups, right?
She's supposed to be, but it's not easy. I played against the Min. So there's like 2 really good Min in Japan recently. I figure out if it's this Min Min that I fought or the other one. And I played them at a local, and I lost 1-2, and they were very good. And that match was supposed to be good for Sheik, and I think it is good for Sheik, but it's still stressful because you can just die so early. Like if she has like the what's it called? Her strong arms. What are they called
Megawatt?
again?
The
Yeah, if
Megawatt?
she has megawatt and
Mhm.
she nares you, you can just die. It's a little bit scary, but Sheik still wins.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Luckily.
I don't think.
I
Min
can't
Min-
complain. Let me put it this way: I can't complain about Min Min. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
get
feel
it,
like
I get it.
Min Min probably has. I mean, no, Min Min definitely has losing matches, but they're probably not like super bad.
Yeah, I'm talking more from a spectator's point of view. Like, I'd rather not see more Min Mins at tournaments. You know?
I can understand that. Spectator wise, I definitely think that she's probably one of the least fun characters to watch, just because it's like
Min Min?
Sonic. Yeah, Min Min. It's like Sonic.
I like Proto's Min Min.
You know what's funny? I actually like watching Min Min.
I mean, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I just like I think it's funny to see the despair. Someone can't get in.
Yeah.
And then if someone's like a good Min Min, like they just do those combos and you just die at like 0, and I think it's funny because like I feel like sometimes people forget some of the OD combos she has. Like she has some starters and it's like she hits you at early percents and then it just combos into freaking like Tipper, freaking Dragon Arm, and you just explode.
A blast,
like,
yeah.
You're in a blast, like, and you just lose, and it's so wild. Like that, people forget. Like, yeah, that character is insane because they can keep you out and do that stuff and get the 2-frame, but sometimes they just combo you and you just die. Like the really good stuff with Min Min, or even if it doesn't kill you, you're off stage and you barely can come back, and then if they're like, dude, like Proto, like Banam just goes off and freaking is like, all right, sick. I'm just gonna run out and do a falling nair, then double jump back, hit you with an arm, and there's no way you're coming back.
Yeah, and people
Yeah.
forget that Min Min has good buttons up close. Like she actually has like fast
Just
buttons up
both.
close. Yeah.
And you can just, every time you recover, you just roll the dice. Like, oh, am I gonna get 2-frame this time? Yes or no. And then sometimes you get 2-frame and you die, and sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
That's just how it is against Min Min.
And then they miss, and they're like, "Oh, well, you're still on the ledge, and I'm all the way over here. What up?"
Yeah.
Like, let's play the game.
Yeah, I definitely want to watch more of Doramigi though, because I want to see what he does differently than Proto.
He's probably more of a character specialist than Proto is. It would be interesting to see if he does like more niche Min Min things. Because okay, I do agree with you. I think I wouldn't mind seeing more top level Min Min like now initially, but I feel like after that initial part where it's like, okay, I've seen this new character a little bit more now, and when more Min Min start popping up after that, I'll probably be like, okay, I've seen enough Min Min. Like I don't want to watch Min Min anymore. But I think for like the next chapter, because just because we've at the top level we've only seen Proto's Min Min pretty much.
Yeah.
It would be interesting seeing Min Mins at Proto's level as well, other Min Mins. But I think after that, I'm probably good on that. You know,
Yeah.
afterwards.
No, that's why I said it the way I did. Like
No, yeah, okay. In that case, I do agree with you.
Like there are some characters where it's like you want to see where the meta truly lies. Like you want to see, you want to see a little bit of the peak meta, but then you don't want to see it.
Okay, I get what you're saying. You want to see if what you're thinking was correct.
Exactly.
But you don't actually want to see it with your eyes, like in your free time. You just want to know. You just want to know.
Yeah, you just want the confirmation. Like, all right, sometimes you see what you envision. I feel like we've all been there where it's like I want to see like if what I envisioned about this is actually right, and then you see like, oh god, like why did I don't want to see this anymore.
That's definitely Min Min.
I think we should end it here just because I feel like we've been
we
going
should
for a
wrap
while.
things up.
All right, so final thoughts, man. Final thoughts of where Smash is right now,
Hmm.
and kind of the tournaments.
I feel like personally, it is in an interesting spot. I feel like a lot of people bring this up a lot, but we are seeing a lot of Fighter Pass 2, which surprise, all of Fighter Pass 2 are really good characters, so I don't really see that going away. But I do think there's going to come a time where we're just going to see more characters that are going to be anti-Fighter Pass 2, like more characters that are good against Fighter Pass 2. I think just overall we're gonna see more counterplay to characters, because right now, even though it's been a long time, we're definitely still in the complaining phase. Like there's still people constantly complaining about Fighter Pass 2,
Yeah.
which I don't think that'll ever completely go away. But I do think the more we see events, the more we're gonna see people have more solid answers to characters, and be like, oh wow. Like, even though this character seems ridiculous, there are counters, or there are characters who make this character struggle in a lot of ways that we haven't seen. It's gonna be interesting. Like, I think right now we're kind of like in a weird rough patch though.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting because I do agree with that to a certain degree, because it's like people clearly aren't as good as they should be at certain matchups yet, especially like Fighter Pass 2 matchups. But then the argument against that is like, okay, well, what's gonna happen first? Are people gonna catch up to the matchup first, or is this character's meta gonna evolve so much to the point where it doesn't matter if they catch up or not, because he's gonna have new things anyway, and he's just gonna keep getting new things and new things. And Steve is one of those characters that kind of falls in both categories, where I feel like people don't know the matchup, but also Steve just keeps getting better. And I feel like Snake is also in that category to a certain degree. With these type of characters, I feel like it's always interesting to see like which one's gonna have more impact in the long run. And I think for Steve specifically, I think Steve's always gonna be like really good, even if people know the matchup better after a while. I still think the characters, the way he's designed, he just has so much room for growth, and I wouldn't ever be surprised if he stays where he is. That being said, I do agree with Larry with the fact that people are not the greatest against Fighter Fest 2 right now. So it'd be interesting to see where the meta goes to, because the thing is, Smash is weird because it's hard to explain, but like if more people get better at the Steve matchup, right? What's gonna happen is it forces Steve players to get better and go back to the lab and evolve Steve's metagame. And the fact that Steve has so many top players playing right now, compared to like a character that's under-repped, it's just gonna boost his meta that much faster. So that being said, I think ultimately it's gonna be futile. Like, I don't think it's gonna matter how good people are gonna get at the Steve matchup, because I think Steve's always gonna be like kind of on top no matter what. But I do think in the short run that people can improve a lot against like Fighter Pass 2. Okay, I'm done saying my piece. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree in terms of like, yeah, people can get better at Fighter Pass 2. I think I've said this before, but I really think like when you look at Fighter Pass 2, probably with the exception of Sora, but even Sora has some like nuance in his recovery. I feel like a lot of like those characters have struggled with recovery, and again, I do believe that people need to just get better at edge guarding. There's things that they can learn on stage versus characters, but a lot of these characters, they really suffer. Like Fighter Pass 2 was very much like, hey, let's just make this character broken as shit. And their major weakness for a lot of them is like, oh, their recovery sucks. Like, go figure it out. And the problem is that people suck at edge guarding. So like, I think as that continues to happen, you're always going to have these characters be so oppressive, right? That's why it's like, obviously this is just like one instance, but a lot of times when we've seen people talk about Aegis and how crazy Aegis is, and see people who beat up Aegis really well, right? Like, what do they tend to do? They're really good at exploiting the recovery, and they get bodied, right? It's interesting that we see, what's his name? The puff that we just saw, Senra or Senra? Yeah, Senra taking games off Akola, right? And I'm assuming there was probably a lot of edge guards that happened in that capacity as well too, right? And he just learned to navigate the ground game a lot better. And so he wasn't getting thwarted as some of the strong killing, because that's where these characters are so oppressive a lot of times on Fighter Pass 2 on stage, right? Like, you're looking at Kazuya, you're looking at Steve, like you're looking at Min. You know what I mean? You're looking at Aegis. Like, these characters are really oppressive on there. And it's like, how do I learn enough to weather the storm to get myself in a position to get them off stage and then reap the benefits? Because a lot of times that's the real key weakness. And we just haven't really seen that from many people. So I think that, yeah, I think especially when it comes to Steve, that character is just so like insanely wild. And so I agree to what you were saying, Ramen, in terms of like, dude, this character is going to evolve and then do more, and then they're going to have these 0 to deaths on deck. That being said, I also think that like if people do get better at edge guarding, we still get a little relatively fighting chance, because, dude, if you're off stage, you're off stage, man. If you're dying and you're able to like get people off stage and get these early kills, like when characters struggle recovering, man, we've seen it back in old old Smash titles, right? When you can edge hog, dude, like some characters were broken as hell, dude, but they just get edge hog and it didn't matter. Like you just be off stage and it didn't matter, you just die. So obviously edge guarding is harder than just edge hogging and calling it a day. But I still am of the same mentality that like that's a very strong tool. Like that's one of the things, like that's almost comparable to having an insane punish game. when you're able to just hit someone off stage and then kind of get a kill relatively early. So I'd love to see that. And then looking outside, like beyond the game in and of itself, I think Smash is an interesting time. We have a huge vacant hole after the whole Panda fiasco, and like not going to harp on anyone or anything like that, but kind of the people put their eggs in certain baskets and stuff, right, for the new opportunities and see where we're going to go from there. And there hasn't been anything. So I think that we're also seeing numbers not be as great as we're used to seeing. We have a lot of great games coming out as well too. So it's an interesting time for Smash. It really is an interesting time. And I think that it could be people watching, it could be us, it could be whoever. I think it is time for people to like step up on things and get some stuff done, man. Because the scene is in a very interesting space, and I think that for a lot of right reasons, but I think also for some wrong reasons. People have been casted out and pushed away, and people got mad at this person or that partnership, this company coming in, that company. And now we're in a situation where things are pretty rough. But gameplay is still great. People are evolving. We're seeing a lot more focus on international versus purely US, which is great. And I love to see that. So I hope that continues. And again, when I'm saying like Smash being in a rough spot, honestly, a lot of that is on the US side. If you're looking over like overseas, right, and looking all over, there's a lot of scenes that are actually thriving. And I love that. I hope they continue to focus and do things and hope to lead, and I hope people pay attention and give them more credits due. So the scene can continue to foster itself in a good light. So that's kind of what I see in and out the game.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I guess I want to give a shout out to Luminosity. Definitely feels like they've been making huge pickups, and I don't know what their plan is, but it definitely seems like they have to go like the route of Panda Global.
I hope
or something.
I hope.
I'm curious.
I am curious too. Well, I mean, we'll definitely see in the future. I'm sure they're not done picking up players or content creators. We'll have to see.
It's an interesting time for sure, because we're nearing that period where, because we've played a lot of Smash games. This is not our first like Smash game. Yeah. We're nearing that period where the game kind of, I don't want to say dies down because I hate that term, but it's not as hyped as it initially was. Yeah, it's getting more stagnant.
Yeah.
That being said, it's very region based, like Bam said, because there's still tournaments being announced, like in Europe, for example. There was like a French major announced like 3 days ago. And it got full within
capped.
2 days.
Yeah, it's capped already. It's crazy.
And it has 1,200 people, 1K plus.
It's over 1K. It's over 1K entrance. Yeah.
So I will say, it's very region dependent. There's some local scenes that have basically died down to the point where there's no locals anymore. Only 5-6 locals. But then there's scenes like France that are healthier than ever. So just hang on tight. It's probably gonna get better eventually. And if not, then you probably have to travel to somewhere where it is better.
Yeah, no, honestly,
that's my advice.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. Yeah, shout outs to France, shout outs to Japan, obviously, doing big things too. Yeah, man. There are some scenes really picking up the mantle, and I just think that people need to show them respect, show them love, support them, so they continue to foster things, because no one in the US is doing it right now, dude. I'm gonna keep it a buck. No one's doing it. I hope to see some stuff, but no one's doing it. People are complaining and battling each other, and then now the dust's all settled, and no one's actually coming forward and being like, hey, now that you picked the right horse, let's do some stuff. That's not happening. But whenever someone wants to kind of lead and help and support and build things, there seems to be a huge breakout. And this has happened a lot, dude. I will tell you personally, on a 2GG side, that happened to us on some things, and it just, that trend has continued for quite some time in Smash, and it's very stupid. So I hope that changes. Yeah,
Smash politics, baby.
Yeah, a lot of politics. So that's why part of me is I actually hope that it'd be dope if it was if we were more Eurocentric, right, or more Japan centric. Honestly, I would love to see that and be yeah, well, these guys failed, so these guys to support and build, and we can cultivate. But it's hard when the US is just the biggest market for esports. That's just always going to be a very hard thing, right, to overcome. And then US culture is just so transformative now because of previously being the number one superpower, all that kind of thing. So that's just par for course.
Land of freedom, baby.
Land of freedom, that's for sure.
All right, well,
quite free.
I think on that note, ending here. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys on the next one. Also, don't forget to like. Don't forget to like when this is on YouTube. Like,
Don't forget.
get in the algorithm.
Yes, fight the algorithm.
Fight the algorithm. Like, spread it, comment. All right,
Help your boy out.
help me, help us.
Help us.
All right,
Smash.
yeah. All right. I'll see you guys